Hi, I'm Nam.
Hey, I'm Chef Lauren.
We're here with Munch.
Today, I'm gonna show you how to make ackee and saltfish on toast. I've soaked the saltfish. Normally, you can soak it overnight and you basically wanna get rid of as much salt, but you still want a little bit. But I'm gonna boil it just to get rid of excess salt. While I'm doing that, do you wanna start dicing the onions?
What's the fish that you have? What is saltfish?
So it's normally salted cod. So pretty much this is one of the national dishes, but I have found that I've started to slack on having breakfast. Do you tend to eat breakfast?
I try to.
But I think as a chef,
it's necessary, because sometimes it's the only meal
that you have for the whole day, right? I think as a chef, you end up having, like you said, it's either coffee or breakfast is your only meal of the day, or it's dinner. What's your go-to breakfast? It's your day off.
Cereal.
Really?
No, I'm joking. Can you imagine?
There's a lot of people that would say that.
Nah, I think I'll do like some kind of fancy sandwich or some sort.
But what's
like,
fancy?
Because
this sous chef,
you gotta start
dicing. You gotta talk and dice, you know?
So you want it nice? I'll try my best, yeah. Don't shout at me. So, what is ackee?
So it's the national fruit of Jamaica. I'm gonna show you a piece. And for me, it's so creamy and nice. So it kind of looks like scrambled egg. If I've got time, say for example, like on a Sunday morning, I'd whip this up and you've got toast, which is normally a breakfast thing. You've got something that resembles egg, a little bit of fish, a little bit of veg, a little 5 a day, and it pretty much sustains you. But you said a fancy sandwich. I'm trying to figure out what's in this sandwich.
I would have a fancy sandwich. Like, I'll make like some, oh, do you know what? One of the ones that I actually make is banging is fried chorizo.
Yeah.
Rocket, truffle mayo, some parmesan, some truffle oil, some seeds on there, and fried egg.
Oh, so it's quite fancy.
Yeah. Would you ever cook this for like a celebration or?
Only really Christmas. That's the only time I'd say. Christmas breakfast.
Oh, with your fried dumpling.
Fried dumpling. Oh, listen, ackee and saltfish goes down on a Christmas morning, and
oh yeah, I can imagine.
It really, it's one of those things where Christmas breakfast in the Caribbean is everything. It's brunch, and it makes you sleep. You're ready to nap. It's just, I think I actually prefer it than the dinner. What about in Vietnam?
Do you know what? It's
rice.
Weird, yeah. They'll bring out fried spring rolls.
Really?
Yeah, they'll do crab, or you always have noodles. And
yeah.
It's not like.
But do you know what I think?
It's like KFC in Japan. You know, in Japan they have KFC for Christmas. Do
you know what? I feel like I've heard that recently, and I was like, eh?
You should try cornmeal porridge, right?
Yeah. cornmeal porridge. So in Masterchef, I actually made a dessert based on cornmeal porridge. You know, if you blended oats and it was really smooth, and then added cinnamon, nutmeg, condensed milk, it's a very luxury porridge. So you wouldn't really, it's not an everyday thing, unless you were lucky to have it every day, but it's very much a treat breakfast.
It's quite a rich one.
Yeah, and sometimes people break crackers into it just for texture.
What, like water cracker?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I know.
Do you like water cracker?
No, I like them as it's on its own. As a child, and even now, I just like to eat. So if I was a bit peckish, maybe that would be something that I could go and sneak in the cupboard while everyone's asleep. Just
that's your sneaking the snack. Yeah. A water cracker.
You know, it couldn't be something too obvious that your parents would notice was missing in the morning.
Oh, because no one's gonna steal a water cracker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get that. How do you want this sliced?
Like julienne style. I like to mix up the textures. So sometimes.
What's julienne?
Oh, why are you playing around? He knows what it is. He's playing around.
I told you, I'm gonna ask. So who taught you how to make this in ackee and saltfish?
I think it was my dad. A lot of the Caribbean dishes that I can cook is pretty much all for my dad. He loves to cook, and actually in Jamaica you'll find a lot of the men cook more than the women. But yeah, I learned a lot of mainly Jamaican dishes from my dad and my sister. She's older, so she used to babysit me all the time. So she was responsible for my meals. But she can actually cook. That's why I never understood. I think it was just laziness. She was a teen, so she probably didn't actually want to babysit me.
What did you just put in?
So I just put in an all-purpose seasoning, pretty much your best friend for all your Jamaican needs. And I put it on anything. And I'm just slowly cooking this down. I'm gonna add these peppers in. Yeah. Thank you. This is probably the most cooking and chopping of the whole dish, so you'll be all right. Oh, now, nice. I don't know how brave you are.
With the Scotch bonnet?
Yeah, do you want to just
How spicy do you eat yours?
Just a couple slices. I don't like a lot of spice.
Really?
Yeah. So I like spice for flavour, but not like mad spice. What about you?
Do you know what? I would eat some spice, but I love the flavour of Scotch bonnet.
Yeah, it's kind of fruity.
Yeah, like if I cook this,
Yeah.
for example, but with a serrano chili,
It's not
the same.
not
Is
the
it?
same,
It
nah.
doesn't give you the same kind of.
Do you know what? I think it's kind of like a cross between like a habanero chili and a sweet pepper, like capsicum pepper. But then the thing is, I feel like when you candy it, or you add any sort of sugar to it, the flavour comes out a lot more and you realise it's actually not as scary as people make out it to be.
Your Scotch bonnet jam sounds.
Yeah, my Scotch bonnet jam is good, I'm not gonna lie.
When I was in college, we was in a gym, and it was like a backstreet gym, so the guys were all like these big English dudes that were like joking around all that stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Some young boy came in, yeah. He's like, I want to join the gym. They're like, here, you have to eat one of these, then you can join the gym. And he's like, yeah, I eat these at home all the time. I can't remember where he's from. And
He's lying.
he ate it, and he's like, yeah, you see? Then 2 minutes later,
Probably threw up.
he went out. He's like, you know what, I'll be back. And then we didn't see him come back.
Yeah, that's madness. Chilies to add flavour. I don't want to eat something and it's just fire.
Yeah.
Like there's a time and a place for it, but it's just not. Nah, I prefer fragrance. So in my freezer, there's always Scotch bonnet, some sort of dumpling or gyoza, and probably a random compote that I've made and haven't used all of it.
Yeah, frozen berries, right?
This is pretty much it. What's in your freezer? You said gyozas.
Gyoza's definite. Always berries.
Yeah.
And then I always got like frozen herbs.
Recap. You got onions, peppers, thyme, all-purpose, Scotch bonnet,
Yeah.
and then you just fold through your saltfish and your ackee. Some people do like it crushed, but I like to see the pieces. I think it's much nicer.
I don't think you understand how excited I am for this. I have not had this in time.
Really?
Do you eat them with rice and peas?
No. No.
Is that a blasphemy?
Nah.
Can you eat rice and peas on its own?
Do you know what? I could. So I've made a rice and peas arancini, but it was really heavy on the coconut. So desiccated, creamed coconut milk. So it was very much like a risotto. But it's like the rule, you always have white rice with curry mutton or curry goat. You don't have rice and peas.
That's an unwritten rule.
Yeah, unwritten rule, because you let the curry do the talking. You don't want the rice
Okay, I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Is butter a big thing in Jamaica?
Nah.
No.
Not really. I mean, on hardo bread, but it's not like the French where it's like butter everywhere. But
Oh, you butter both sides?
yeah.
Okay, so no butter in Jamaican food, but we butter both sides.
Yeah, because this is Chef Lauren's Ackee and saltfish on toast.
Oh, how much?
I think condensed milk is used way more than like butter. So butter's really just like, it's not really used that much. It's used here and there.
In Vietnam, yeah, they use a lot of condensed milk as their dairy alternative because a lot of people don't have fridges.
Yeah.
The same in Jamaica.
Yeah. So that's where it all stems from. Yeah. This is why the butter on both sides makes sense, right?
Yep.
Come on. We're chefs, we figure it out. Make it work. Sometimes we work in fake kitchens. Like, do you know, I was gonna ask you, have you ever had it where you've cooked food and then they've asked you to come out because they want to say thank you?
Yeah.
Worst thing ever, right? I dodged it like, oh my gosh. They were like, Lauren, I said, no, sorry, I gotta go.
Yeah.
It's gotta be the worst thing as a chef. You're like, yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it, but I am not coming out.
Yeah, they proper put you on the spot.
Because naturally, I'm actually really shy, but when it comes to food, I feel like my personality comes out more. So I can talk about food, and then when they actually start to ask about me, I'm like, ooh, okay, too far. But I've
So food is your language then, right?
yeah,
so
in
like
all
this.
aspects of like sitting here showing you this dish is great. But if I was in like a coffee shop and someone came to say, oh hi, like how are you? I'd be like, whoa.
Step back from me. What do you want?
Yeah. So I love feeding people, and that's what keeps me going, because seeing someone eat my food and they enjoy it, I know I'm good for the day. Like I had a really stressful weekend and all I wanted was the client to message me and say the food was great. And then my brain literally was like, ooh, and I could relax. Because that's all I want. Like I will watch people eat my food.
Yeah.
and I do it to my boyfriend all the time, and he'll be eating. He'll be like, calm down. I'm like, you better say something. Is it nice? And then once he says, yeah, it's good, or I can see he's eating. You know when people make the sounds when they're eating or they start dancing, I'm like, okay,
It's the
we
dance.
good.
It's the dance. Have you seen like the little kids when they eat something and then they like stand like that and then they're like this?
Yeah, but that was me as a child. So my parents said they didn't like to take me to, especially my dad didn't like to take me to restaurants, because when I saw food come in, I started dancing, even if it wasn't for me. They'd be like, this is really embarrassing, looks like we don't feed her. And apparently I'd always be like, so I feel like it was destined to like be a chef and cook, because since before I could walk, I saw food and I was like, fine.
That's crazy, yeah.
So this is ackee and saltfish on toast. You know? Voila. Dig in. Don't be shy. I know you're waiting.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. I've got 3 forks for myself, man. Oh my goodness.
Don't just get the ackee. Don't be greedy.
No. Yeah, this is banging.
Works with the bread,
I
right?
could eat more chili, but...
See,
So it
I
wasn't
told you.
too hot,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just to give a bit of a kick.
All right, Chris, hold on. This is your first time tasting
Yeah,
this.
this is my first time, yeah.
Yeah?
My first time tasting like ackee and saltfish with toast.
Yeah, you want to eat that as well?
That is banging.
Yeah?
The texture of that.
See?
It's got
Hard to explain, but it just works.
It's like soft and it's got some perfect crunch to it.
And
Yeah.
the ackee is kind of creamy.
I love the peppers. I love when peppers are that exact, like, I don't know how you,
The
what do you
cook
call
of the
it?
texture, yeah.
Yeah.
Al dente. Oh.
Yeah,
Is it
kind of
al
al
dente?
dente, yeah.
But they've got that still like sliminess to them, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's the cooking the onions slow first and then just
Yeah,
putting
and
the
then
peppers
heat comes
in.
in after, actually.
Yeah, see?
I've only just got the heat
Yeah.
now.
It's not loads of Scotch bonnet, but it's enough to...
Do you want some more?
It's
It's not hot enough.
Take a bite.
Just, you don't have to bite it, you could just lick it.
Yeah, and over.
The
Good to
heat
go.
that comes through after is so nice.
Yeah.
It's not like spicy, is it?
No, it's just
It's
like,
like
a little...
Fruity like spice. It's just flying out my throat.
Fruity.
That's it.
Oh my gosh, my brain was so stuck on that word. So how do you describe this chili flavour?
Yeah, it's fruity.
Fruity.
But then the thing is, a Scotch bonnet actually looks like a fruit.
I like that.
That is so good. I'm not even, you know.
But
you have to
we
pretend.
warn you that if you bought it in a shop, it's not going to be
doesn't
like,
taste the
it's
same.
always greasy and like completely mushed down.
There's no grease in it at all.
Yeah.
And because Lauren just made it now, it's not been sitting around, so it doesn't start to
Well, it won't be sitting around
release all
much longer, is it?
No.